all the occupants in the house who were in the house then stood up and they accosted these two intruders.
Manje ke bonke ke ababekhona lapha endlini baphakama ke besizama ukubamba labantu ababezobahlasela ababili.
Then they pushed them, according to Zandi, to the kitchen and ultimately towards the kitchen door.
Manje ke ngokuchaza ke kaZandi usuthi basebe baba pushele kitchen and baba qondisa lapha ngasemnyango wasekitchen.
So both suspects were on the area of the kitchen door.
Ushithi ke labasolwa ababili babese duze nomnyango wasekitchen.
Thank you. Do you understand this up to this far?
Ngizwisisa konke lo.
That's correct, my lord. I
Yebo
understand.
ngiyakuzwa.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Madala says, at the time when the shot went off,
Uthe ke madlala ke masaqhuma isibhamu.
the deceased was actually pinning the second suspect. The guy did not have a firearm against the door. He was holding one of his hands up against the door.
Usho ukuthi ke ufike ngaleso sikhathi wayecindezele omunye walaba emcindezelele ngasemnyango enesinye sezandla sakhe sile phezulu emnyango.
Do you understand it up to that far?
Uyazwisisa kufika lapho.
That's correct, my lord.
Thank you.
Yebo.
Now, to a larger extent, that is confirmed by Zandi, by Mrs. Zandi Lekumalo, who said that
Lokho ke kuyafakazela uZandi Khulumalo owathi
the people in the house accosted the two intruders and they pushed them towards the kitchen door.
abantu abalapha ngaphakathi endlini babamba labahlasela ababili babaphushela ngasemnyango wasekitchen.
And actually, Mr. Madlala is very specific here. He says
Manje uba madlala lana uyabeka ngokucacile uma ethi
the second suspect was actually pinned against the kitchen door by the deceased.
manje ke uthi lana lo wesibili umsola wayecindezelwe ngasemnyango wasekitchen ecindezelwa umufi
When the shot went off.
uma kuzoqhuma isibhamu.
Now, you are saying, and just before I come to that, he's very specific again when he was asked by the state
Yacaca futhi bese zobuzwa umshushisi.
as to the position, the position of the deceased and the second suspect. I mean, when he was asked to, with precision, give the positions where the second suspect and the deceased were when the shot went off, and he said the deceased was in the greater portion of the kitchen, and the second suspect was on the door as he was pinned by the deceased.
Manje ke mase buzwa ke lana ukuthi achaze ngokucacile ukuthi babe laphi ke laba solo ababili uthi lo munye wayengaphakathi ngasekitchen lo munye wayecindezelwe ngasemnyango wasekitchen.
Now that is very clear. I'm saying now that is very clear.
Manje ke sekucacile lo.
It can be interpreted in a different way.
Ayikho enye indlela ongadoliwa ngayo.
In your conclusion, you are saying the deceased was struck by a bullet when he was on the side of the kitchen door. When he was on the kitchen door, which is the reason why the bullet actually exited his body. It hit the kitchen door and it ricocheted and it went on to fall on the carpet.
Wena uthi uma ufike waye ngasemnyango wasekitchen ngesikhathi ezoshaya inhlamvu eyadlula kuyena yashaya umnyango wasekitchen yase ibuya ke ingena ngaphakathi.
And that is your conclusion in terms of the reconstruction of the scene.
Ushuthi le ndlela uchaza ngayo wena uzichaza ukubuyisa ukuthi kwakwenzekani ngalelo langa.
Now, my question is,
Kuzwami ukuthi
do you then realize that your conclusion is not backed up by the version of the eyewitnesses, version of the testimonial witnesses who were in the house when this incident happened?
uyabona yini
As a police, state object against that question. it presupposes that only one shot was fired when the witnesses were clear that more than one shot was fired.
Mr. Madala is very clear, my lord. He said when the first shot went off, the deceased was pinning the second suspect on the door.
So, sorry. I just want to be fair.
Yes, my lord.
Did Mandlala make certain allegations against some of your clients saying, Yagbona, it's you, I know you? Do you remember him saying that?
No, I'm not there, my lord.
You don't remember that?
No, what I'm saying
No,
is
no, wait.
I'm not there. You could have made them, but I'm not there.
Yeah, but you want this witness to discredit you on the basis of that evidence. Is that so? I'm not saying you can't do it. You can do it. If you want to. No problem.
I'm unable to follow the court.
Okay,
my lord.
never mind.
I'm-
Let
I'm-
it pass.
No, my lord, it cannot just pass because I need to follow the court. And I need to understand the court. Or when the court says, do I then have to discredit the version of this witness based on what Mr. Madala says?
No. Just let it pass.
Because if then that is the case, my lord, then the court basically saying the version that Mr. Madala preferred, actually the court is basically is giving a credibility finding on.
No, it was put
On
to
Mr.
Madala.
Madala,
It was
yes.
put to Madala that he is lying. Am I right? About the version of what happens there.
Yes, about the identification.
And
Yes, about
The identification, you couldn't have seen who. Are you with me?
Yes.
As long as you have that background, fine, no problem.
Yes, my lord, but I also need to get it very clear that if the court says, do I then proceed to discredit this witness based on the version of Mr. Madala? So in other words, what I understand the court to mean from where I'm standing is that Mr. Madala's version is not something that needs to be believed.
I
That's
never
a
said
credibility
that.
finding.
I never said that. I said the evidence
Yes,
is.
yes,
It was put by the defense itself.
yes.
Now, I am saying this witness, he wasn't there, obviously.
Yes,
And you are saying this is the evidence which contradicts him. I say, fine, you can do it. But it's not like here we're dealing with evidence which has not been discredited or discredited. I haven't even arrived at that stage. I'm just saying that globular evidence it flows. Ran into the bedroom, we came back, we saw this and that and that and that and that. This witness is being discredited on the basis of that. Is that what I want to know? Not that you can't do it, if you think.
my lord, I've read an extract from the records.
Okay, fine.
I've read an extract from the records.
Mr. Mnisi, you can continue.
Yes, my lord, I'm continuing.
Yeah, please.
I've read an extract from the records, and I've referred to this court to the testimony of Mr. Madala, whose evidence was led by the state.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I am saying
Yes.
to this witness, that does he then realize that his finding on his theory of the reconstruction of the scene does not necessarily accord with what one of the witnesses who were in the house told this court? That's all that.
This is where our objection comes in, my lord, that counsel is basing this proposition on the assumption that only one shot was fired, when the witness testified that more than one shot was fired. And one cannot therefore say that the witness reconstructed the scene based on the, or criticize his evidence based on the evidence that only one shot was fired.
Yes, Mr. Mnisi, let's continue.
As it pleases the court, my lord. I'm not so sure whether I need to respond or to continue.
No, do whatever you want to think that you want to do.
I'm going to request for a direction from the court.
No, I'm not going to. You can continue because
Thank you, madam.
Mr. Baloyi says you're basing the assertion on the assumption that only one shot was fired. When Mr. Baloyi says, we all know and heard that more than one shot was fired.
As it pleases the court. Now, I think the state has got a challenge here because the state has a duty to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
Yes. I'm on behalf of the gentleman that we're representing, we're at liberty to come up with assumption with
Yeah,
probabilities.
yeah.
Yes, but the state has got a very little room on which to maneuver when it comes to circumvent the concept of proof beyond reasonable doubt. But that is what I'm saying, sir. Mr. Madala's testimony is when the first shot was fired.
Now, look, if we look at the incident, from where the incident started. Suspects came with a firearm. One produced a firearm. Then there was a struggle all over in the kitchen.
Yes.
During the struggle, one shot is fired, and there's a break between the first shot and the second shot, whereby Tumelo managed to move away from the kitchen to the bedroom. Within that period, anything could have transpired. The deceased could have changed position. The position will not remain the same as when Tumelo was there. But when the shot was fired, the deceased body, the back, was facing the door, and the front part was facing inside the house. The firearm was in contact with the deceased chest, in a loose contact where the gases that come from the muzzle of the firearm bent the t-shirt and the vest and the skin around the entrance wound. It exited at the back in a downward trajectory, hit the door, and ended up there on the cabinet where it was found.
ngokufakazi obukhona ke la enkantolo ukuthi kuthiwa ngalesi sikhathi ke uqhuma inhlanzi yokuqala wabaleka uMandlalo wabaleka and kube nesikhashana phakathi kokuqhuma kwesibhamu okokuqala nokuqhuma kwesibhamu okwesibili. Lokho ngingachaza ukuthi ke phela angeke kusho ukuthi bonke ababe lapha endlini bameme ndawonye babenyakaza. And emva kwaloko ke umufi yena kubonakala sengathi umhlane wakhe wawungasemnyango kodwa yena ebheke ngaphakathi endlini, and kuyabonakala ukuthi inhlamvu yangena ngaphambili yayophuma ngemuva kodwa iqonde phansi.
Thank you. Now that is very interesting, sir. You're saying there was a bit of a time lapse between the first shot and the second shot. Where do you get that information from?
Uthi kwaba nesikhashana phakathi kokuqhuma kwesibhamu okokuqala nokuqhuma kwesibhamu okwesibili.
Where do you get that information from?
Thatha lo.
They just read it now that when the shot was fired, Tumelo ran away from it. We just read it now from Tumelo's testimony.
Usandofunda kufakazi baletha uTumelo ukuthi kwaqhuma isibhamu okokuqala.
Is there a portion that I read where it says after the first shot you ran away?
Khona
Yes,
indawo
ready.
khona emva kokuqhuma kwesibhamu wabaleka.
You're not listening. You definitely were not listening.
Kusho ukuthi awuzange ulalele.
From the portion that I've referred to the court, there's no line that I've read where Tumelo says, I then thereafter ran away.
Hayi kuloko ngifundela inkantolo namhlanje akukho la ekuthe khona emva kokuqhuma kwesibhamu ngabaleka.
The last sentence there.
What does it say, that last sentence?
Umusho wokugcina lapho
Which sentence?
I then ran and got myself into the bedroom.
ngase ngabaleka ngingena egumbini lokulala.
It's Mandlala, ne?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe just made a mistake about the name. But somebody did run and get into the bedroom.
Excuse me, my lord.
I say, according to the evidence, somebody did run and get into the bedroom. He
Thank
is
you.
saying Tumelo.
Yes.
Who's,
Tumelo is
what
Madlala.
did you say?
Tumelo is Madlala, my lord.
Tumelo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, whereas somebody who testified in this court said he ran into the bedroom. That's where he found the child or the children of Kelly Kumalo.
Yes.
Yeah, we know the evidence. He wasn't there when the evidence was being led.
Just a second. Yes, that's Mr. Madlala who says, I ran and got myself into the bedroom.
Ya uMandlalo uthi yena ngabaleka ngayongena egumbini lokulala.
Said, did you interview the people who were in the house
Manje ke wena wakhuluma yini nalabantu ababekhona lapha endlini?
with an endeavor to try and reconstruct the scene to find out what exactly happened?
Ukuthi uzama ukuthi ubuyise ukuthi kwakwenzekani lapho endlini.
My lord, when some of them were interviewed, I was there, but it was after I compiled my report, and it was, I think, a year or so after the incident.
Wakhulunywa nabanye babo ngangikhona kodwa usemva mhlambe konyaka sengiqedile ukubhala umbiko wami.
And the day on which you went on the 27th, did you interview any witness who were at the scene?
Ngomhla
I mean,
27
those witnesses were in the house when this incident happened.
manje ngomhla 27 wakhuluma yini nofakazi ababekhona lapha endlini?
No, my lord.
Cha ngizange.
Why not?
Indaba.
My lord, I did the reconstruction and I checked the house. I wanted to see the body first before I can do your reconstruction, I've only examined the house, and after examining the house, the next day I attended the post-mortem, and from there I reconstructed the incident based on the physical evidence that I had. I didn't take anybody's statement or version of the incident. I only based on the evidence that I had from the crime scene.
mina ngasebenzisa lufazi engakubona lapha endaweni yesigameko ngoba ngaqala ngaya endlini ngafika ngabuka and then from kusuka lapho ngasuka ngaya bheka i-postmortem so ngasebenzisa-ke lokhu engakubona ngaleso sikhathi.
So I was interviewing witnesses who were physically at the scene, who were there with their naked eyes, who saw this thing happening. Was it not an imperative thing to do to enable you to reconstruct the scene?
Manje ukuthi ukhulumisane nombuze laba ababekhona lapha endaweni yesigameko kofakazi kwangafanele yini ukuthi ukwenze lokho ukuze ukwazi ukubuyisa isithombe sokuthi kwakwenzekeni ngalelo langa?
No, my lord, I prefer the physical evidence on the crime scene. Because witness can tell you something different.
Mina ngifuna nje ukubona nje izinto ezibonakalayo lapha endaweni yesigameko ngoba kungenzeka ukuthi ofakazi bakutshele into ehlukile.
As it pleases the court, I see the court is smiling. I'm not sure whether the court is smiling because it's already lunchtime, it's smiling for something else. But
Now, he's
nonetheless,
smiling at his evidence.
oh, you're smiling at this witness's evidence.
He says he prefers concrete evidence. So
More than-
so I'm thinking about you quoting science. That science is a branch of study that
Yes.
continually searches for truth and matter.
Yes,
And you say it has to be precise,
and accurate.
accurate.
Yes, and consistent.
That's it.
Yes,
Now, I don't know how many versions are in the house because when cross-examination was being placed around the court,
Yes.
and I'm not blaming anybody,
Yes.
and I haven't decided anything.
yes,
I don't know how many versions. The other version was that there was no intruders who got into the house.
yes,
You guys who are seated there, you know who shot
yes, madam.
the deceased.
Yes.
Nobody got into that house.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
one of the versions. I can come with others also,
Yes, ma'am.
which I hate in this court.
Yes,
That's why I'm smiling.
they will probably be coming, madam. May we have a lunch break, madam?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then also there's evidence about the bullet, which is what, .99 on the cupboard. Point?
Which one on the cupboard?
9
9 millimeter bullet.
On the cupboard.
Yeah.
And of course, we heard a version by Mr. Ngobezulu that, hey, long and short, Senzu. And she was trying to separate the fight between Kelly and Zandi.
May we have a lunch break?
And he shot him with a .38. And the bullets, I don't know where they are. Lunchtime.